If you're looking for help fixing your Chrysler automobile, look no further. Our comprehensive Chrysler Automobile repair guide will explain common issues, provide tips, and maybe show you how to repair your vehicle. Chrysler manufactures cars that owners have come to trust. Even trustworthy autos require occasional maintenance or repair. However, if you're in need of Chrysler auto repair from experienced professionals, your local auto helper can help. The engine is sputtering. There are multiple parts that keep an engine running well, but a misfiring or sputtering engine is one of the most common issues. For an engine to run efficiently, the right amount of air and fuel must mix and then burn within the combustion chamber. In order for this to run correctly, there are a number of components in the fuel and ignition systems that have to work in unison. In order to keep these types of issues to a minimum, the fuel and ignition systems must be maintained and replaced according to the manufacturer's recommendations. The steering wheel is shaking. There are a number of reasons why a steering wheel shakes when driving a vehicle. Damaged suspension components or wheel bearings are usually to blame if this happens immediately after you start the car and pull away. If the wheel shakes at higher speeds, it is more often an issue with tire wheel balance. To resolve this, you will need to take the car for a proper mechanical inspection. It could be as simple a fix as getting your wheels aligned. Engine sputtering. The engine is the single most important and often expensive component of a vehicle. So any issues that you experience with it are likely going to impact the all-around driving experience. Engine sputtering is a common issue, and it can stem from a variety of issues. The easiest one to diagnose is an engine that's running out of fuel to combust. And the solution to resolve the sputtering is simply a matter of refilling the gas tank. However, if your gas gauge isn't nearing empty, there's likely a deeper issue causing your engine problems. Oftentimes, engine sputtering is caused by a clogged fuel injector or some sort of combustion issue within the engine. To ensure your vehicle runs smoothly and maximizes its fuel economy, you want to get any engine sputtering issues resolved quickly. Faulty ignition coil. Ignition coils work to transfer ignition voltage so that the spark plugs can fire and the engine can start. Some common signs and symptoms of faulty ignition coils include a hard starting car, a car that frequently misfires, and a car that experiences poor acceleration or loses power. Faulty ignition coils usually don't present an immediate safety issue, but it's important to have the problem resolved before further engine damage has a chance to occur. Dead battery. Whether it's repeated cold weather sucking the juice out of your car's battery or you're using it to power something else, dead batteries are one of the most common and easiest things to troubleshoot when it comes to car problems. If the battery's juice is just depleted, simply using some jumper cables to jump start your vehicle should resolve the issue. If your battery isn't holding a charge anymore, new batteries cost around $150 and are fairly easy to install yourself. Most car batteries last about 4 years on average but can last for up to 7. Most mechanics, auto service centers, and specialty automotive stores will check your battery free of charge to assess it upon request and help you determine if you need a new one. Otherwise, you may learn of a dead battery the hard way when your car won't turn over. Overheating engine. Chances are you've been driving down the road before and spotted a vehicle pulled off on the shoulder with steam billowing out from underneath its hood. They've likely pulled over because their engine overheated, which occurs when the engine can't cool properly. So, what causes an overheated engine? There are many causes, like a leak in the cooling system, or a leak in the radiator, hoses, gaskets, or engine housing. If your car's engine is overheating, it's imperative to get to the bottom of things immediately so you can continue to drive your car as you need to without issue. So, if the temperature gauge is abnormally ticking up on your dashboard, take note and act promptly. Radiator leaks. Is your coolant level low? Do you regularly spot a pool of liquid underneath your vehicle once it has been parked for a while? If so, then you likely have a radiator leak. Radiator leaks are most often caused by one thing: corrosion. This is mainly because radiators, their hoses, and the hose connections are apt to pick up sediment over time, which can cause the component to rust out and punch holes in the radiator. The best way to ensure the proper health of your radiator is to stick to the vehicle manufacturer's recommended radiator flush timelines. This will ensure the fresh coolant is added when necessary and work to remove sediment that builds up in the system over time. Radiator flushes don't need to be performed very often. Most manufacturers recommend doing it once every 5 years or 100,000 miles. Whichever comes first. Purge control valve issues. The purge control valve is part of the evap system of a vehicle, which works to prevent vapors inside the fuel tank from escaping into the atmosphere. Instead of emitting these vapors into the atmosphere, they're pumped into the engine during certain driving conditions, where they're burned there. However, it's common for the purge valve not to fully close, which can cause problems, such as rough starting or problems running once the engine turns over.